Hello again. Today I'm looking at Shinya Tsakamoto, who I've already covered in Fires on the Plane before, but now I'm going to come back with another film of his called Kotoko. I'm going to be covering quite a few of his films now. I've kind of covered Sono, because I'm starting to get into his films and buying more, and he is a very interesting director, so I think this will be one of my other directorial projects coming forward, because I'm starting to really get into his films. I've started to rewatch Tetsuo and Tetsuo 2. I haven't watched them for years, and I've ordered Vital as well, and there's another box set called Killing from Third Window that I'm definitely going to get to. So I'm getting into his films now, so if you like his films, you like his channel, you know, that's where I'm going. Kotoko was probably the one that pushed me over. I love Fires on the Plane, but now if you see one great film by director, you think, I'll try out another film of his. But then you get to the second one, that's also amazing. You think, okay, I need to really get into this stuff. I mean, because Tetsuo, I've not seen for so long. I remember really liking it, but I don't remember that much about it, if I'm being honest. So, this is me really getting back into his films. But Kotoko is amazing. I may have actually liked them better than Fires on the Plane. I loved Fires on the Plane, but this one is really disturbing. And the first and final third are stunning. I mean, you have whole 20-minute sections that are amazing. The middle, only the last 90 minutes, the middle is a little bit more conventional for me, but I still loved it. It was just the beginning and the end were so high, really, such a high level, that the middle section was just a little bit lesser, but still pretty damn good. So, this stars a J-pop star, Cocco, who had issues with depression and anxiety and things like that. And so her story, Sakamoto actually used her experiences to write part of the script and collaborated with her and brought in people she knew as actors. And because he knew her, he was a co-star as well, because he acted a lot of his own films. Probably save money, because he works in a lower budget area, and she's amazing in it. She really knows what she's talking about. She really knows the world she's in, and she's got the dead-eyed feel of someone who's kind of unbalanced and who's separated from their own reality and who is disconnected and who's terrified, but not overplaying it so it doesn't become a melodrama. It's just something that's in her eyes, this kind of exhaustion where you don't know what your mind's going to do to you. So her character is a mental issue, schizophrenia. When she's going out, sometimes she can't tell who's real and who's not, because she sees double. So one person's a real person, one person's her imagination, which sometimes leads her to attack the person who she thinks is attacking her, when it's not, because she can't tell reality from fiction or her own mind. And she's also got a child. Now, you're never quite sure how the child was born. It's kept left ambiguous. There are flashbacks that suggest a rape, but that could be her imagination. You don't ever know. And there are some theories with that as well. You never quite know what the reality is. She is terrified of men, and she wears a wedding ring to keep men away from her. So if they see a wedding ring, they'll still stay away, and that's what she does. She keeps a wedding ring on even though she's not married. She does have a child, and she's having real problems with reality. She thinks that at one point she's hurt the child and dropped off a building when she hasn't. But she cannot tell reality from her own head. At a certain point, the authorities step in and send the child to stay with her sister, because her sister is sane and has none of these problems, and so the sister will take care of the child while she takes care of her own family, and Kotoko can go visit her, and she enjoys her time, but she wants her child back because the child's hers, and she's very emotional about it, but she can't really tell reality and what she's seeing. She's cutting herself all the time, and she's saying it's not to kill herself, it's to actually feel feel whether she deserves to live or not. And so the good thing about the film is it shows you complex reasons for things you might have a simplistic view of. It shows you the idea of how terrifying it is to not be able to trust your own mind, and how it's not just a shock value thing. It's like it's something that happens every day, and you get over the fright of it, but it's still terrifying in a different way because it's oppressive. It's always there. It means you get into violent scuffles. You have to move all the time. It means you might lose your child. It's something that's oppressive. It's the only way she can avoid that is singing. When she's singing, she can keep a distance from her imagination. She can actually have some self-control. So during the time when her child's away, she gets into a romance with this author, this fiction author played by the director, and he comes and helps her, and he won't give up. He had her singing one day, and he felt like he was destined to be with her, and he moves in with her, and it takes a long time because he sees her cutting herself, and he's horrified by that. He tries to help her. He lets her beat him up, apparently, but you never know if this is reality, because she sees him on TV once she starts into a relationship with him, explaining who he is, and she reads his book, apparently, but you never quite know if she's imagining that or not. Also, you don't know if the story has been told completely in narrative order, because you think, well, was this maybe the father who left after a certain point, didn't take it anymore, and is she mixing up the reality? At some point he goes and visits the child with her, and it's suggested that he's going as a boyfriend, but is he? I mean, what's actually going on? You're never quite sure if maybe he was a father and the breakup hurt her in an extreme way, you know, because she rid of these problems, or was it a romance that happened, or did that ever happen? Did she ever meet this guy? Because meeting a famous author does feel very kind of out with a normal life. And through the rest of the story, it takes place in like working class neighbourhoods. Everything is terrifying because has no real support. I mean, basically, she's been left alone to survive, and people just leave her alone, and she has terrifying experiences trying to cook or deal with a child and things like that. And it's bad enough if even without the mental illness, but with the mental illness, it becomes much more terrifying for her. So this is like a brutally dark film, but it's still funny. There's a lot of bits of humour in it because Tsakamoto knows to keep it not light, but have humour to offset certain things, to have human moments. Whenever she's with her child, she's much more human, and it adds a charm to it. You see her dancing sometimes, and what it means to her. So you've seen a full view of a person, but you've also seen them struggle to survive, struggle to hold in a job, and not go mental. How the effects of mental illness actually affects how they live their lives, and it's always about the fragility of health, how it can easily go haywire. As someone who's got mental health issues as well, this is a really disturbing film, because as someone who's got a condition much worse than mine, but it's like the oppressive nature of it, the non-stop feel of the brain not having any rest. The idea of she has to cut herself to feel like she deserves to live is very dark. Not something I would do, by the way, but it's very dark. It's something you hear a lot, but some people who have gone to the extreme doing. And as the film winds down, it gets much darker again as her life starts to get darker and darker, and gets more and more hopeless. And there's certain points, reality and fiction seems to have crossed over into a twilight zone. You're never quite sure if it's real or not, and you're never quite sure if the last third she's imagined a lot of it, and what's real and what's not real. And is she imagining the actual end, or is she imagining things that led up to the end, or did it all happen kinda but not exactly the way you saw them? You're never quite sure, but it actually paints a portrait of how bad things can get if someone's got this mental illness. and if they can't tell the difference between reality and fiction, and all they really have is a sense of exhaustion because they can't really tell the difference anymore, and how that compounds a sense of hopelessness in them. This is a masterpiece. This is full-on masterpiece. Even though I said that the middle section, a few, wasn't as good as the bits at either end, it's still a great section. It's still wonderfully done. It's just that the first third and last third are so strong that the middle third pales by comparison. This is still a full-on masterpiece. This is probably the best look at mental illness you're going to get. The most honest, pared down, no sentimentality look, because it has moments of humanity, but it doesn't have moments of sentimentality. There's a big difference. It shows you the humanity of the person, but it doesn't show you anything that's false to engage your emotions in a false way. It just shows you how horrifying the situation is. So, Kotoko, highly recommended. This is an amazing film. Go see it as soon as you can. Third Window has a very good release of it. It has an interview with the director on it. It has a few trailers, but it has the film and a very good transfer. That's the important thing. Try and see it. You can probably get it fairly cheap now. It's been out for a while. So, Kotoko is amazing. It's brilliant. Highest recommendation possible. I'll be back soon with another video. I hope you enjoyed this. See you soon.